Alrighty. Hello everyone and welcome to my reaction to The Dragon Prince. Last we saw Rayla had essentially let the secret of their ambush be known to the entire empire or the main people who are responsible for keeping the king safe. Kudos on that. And she did not even tell her group, which was chaotic. If it wasn't for the amulet that kind of wheeled them, I don't know how they would have survived. So I'm really glad for that dude to be able to take care of the group as a whole. We know that Caleb is aware of the fact that they are going to attack the king and assassinate him. The younger prince is pissed off with Caleb for the way that he shared this information. They are at odds, will potentially still come back together as they go to their winter lodgings to hide away essentially. That's all I remember of the first episode, so I can't wait to get started and see what episodes 2 and 3 have in store for us. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's go.
5 of us won't be enough. We need all 6.
Did they send back Rayla because they were like, oh, this girl essentially killed us off and put a target on her back, so we're sending her away? Like, fair of them to do that. But did they actually do it?
Hey, could I borrow your sharpener thingy?
Why? To slaughter berries with? I am sorry, not at all. Like, you actively endangered the whole mission, so like, I mean, the king seems nice, so hey, I guess it's good that you endangered the whole mission, but also,
Come with me.
they're essentially sending Rayla away, and I feel like she might know somewhere deep down, but she's just like, don't be suspicious. But yeah, they're sending her away for a vague mission to be like, we are giving you a second chance so that you can prove yourself to this group and to the mission. We are here for vengeance and revenge. But they're going to send her on a fool's errand, and she's going to get stuck in that while they are actually doing the main mission, which is, you know what, clever of Runan. To be completely honest, that's super clever of him. I would have done it. You want to take a kid's feelings into heart? Maybe don't get the kid on the mission, is all I am saying. If you've got her, send her somewhere else.
Come on, later you can call me a jerk face and I'll do the crazy jerk face dance for you.
Caleb, I don't think Ezra's standing outside the door listening to your apology. I think he's already ran away to the king.
I see now that you're still just a child. You'll be unbound when the job is done. Your role now is to stay out of the way. You will wait here quietly.
Runan, it genuinely would have been so much better if you sent her on a fool's errand, is all I am saying. You ask someone to wait, they never do. They are going to be another obstacle on the journey. You already have many obstacles already. Why are you creating another one? Kind of your fault for genuinely bringing a child into this mission. Were there no other talented soldiers in your kingdom? Come on.
If we're not back by sunrise, go home.
So they're not going to be back by sunrise, are they? That was foreshadowing if I've ever seen one. And it's all going to be Rayla's fault. I know you're a cutie patootie, okay? I'm sorry for judging you so harshly. But literally mission going on, so like, hey, let me judge you.
I can fix this.
Did you just say adorable?
Did I? Aspero!
Kid, she's actively giving you signs that she's ready to be a part of the ship. Take that chance. Also, what happened to all the urgency? The urgency that you showed literally a few minutes ago while you were yelling at Ezran. All of that urgency just disappeared when it came to a woman flirting with you. You know what? Fair. I would do it. That would end up happening to me. Biggest distraction tactic. Get a hot woman in front of me. I am not doing anything at all. Even if I was super urgent about getting that thing done.
Can you smell the peanut butter?
Oh, yeah. Is that part of the spell?
No, it's just what I had for lunch. It uses magical energy from one of the 6 primal sources.
When he holds on to it, is it going to show thunder? Because that was the dragon's power, right? He boomed and thunder boomed along. Because I still believe, even though it does not make any logical sense whatsoever, I still believe that he could be the Dragon Prince. Oh, that would be fun if he holds on to it and it's going to be Sky just like hers. But none of them know that he is the lost kid, once rumored to be dead.
It's a storm.
I'd switch places in a second. I do not understand girls.
Kiddo, she obviously went to find out some magic theory which can help you with sword fighting. What did you do this for? She didn't even see you doing this. Oh my god. She literally went, I know. And he was like, tap, tap, tap. I do not know actually. I have zero idea what you're talking about. Fair.
Harrow, don't give up just yet. Claudia and I are still searching for a creative solution.
Sir Claudia is actively flirting with the prince is all I wanna say. She is not doing any research for creative solutions to help with the potential assassination of the king. She is potentially letting it happen so that Callum can become the king and she can secure her position. I know it's not like that, but it could be. It could be.
I've spent years going along with these creative solutions, and where has it gotten me?
I don't understand.
I know you don't. Leave me.
Is that why they broke up? They kept going for more dark magic. He didn't really particularly enjoy it. They've had a fight about this. And now as the king comes closer to his end, which I'm pretty sure Ezran has heard this conversation. He was potentially eavesdropping on this conversation and he's like, oh no, Caleb was right. Dad might die tonight. But crazy though, I feel like they have had this conversation before which led to their breakup. I am still holding on to the fact that they are both gay for each other. Just the way he had his hand on him for such a prolonged time. Friends don't do that. Or they could. But people in relationships or who have been in relationships also do stuff like that.
Yesterday I had 2 eggs for breakfast and I was starving. Today I had 4 eggs and I'm stuffed. So tomorrow,
3 eggs. I get it. We don't need to talk.
I was gonna say 2 eggs and 1 sausage.
He wants to have 2 eggs and 1 sausage? Sure. Should they be attached to a body is all I'm saying. Listen, I know I'm disgusting. She could have just waited. There are moon elves and today is a full moon, so she could have just waited for like an hour or 2 so that she could attack better. Why is she going out in broad daylight? Is she going to get captured and eventually be tortured for information? Because if I was the archmage and I know that there is a cliff that the elves can potentially climb to come and assassinate the king, I would have checkpoints with people standing at those checkpoints to ensure that no one is climbing those cliffs from any angle or direction. She's going to get captured and tortured for information. Sometimes when you're told to stay put, you have to stay put. I don't know where your self-preservation is. All of these characters jumping into danger. At least think once, should I be doing this for my own self? Also, if I do something like this, is it going to affect my people, my group, my party, who's essentially bound to death for this particular mission? Only if they succeed in this mission are they going to be alive at the end of it all. Gods above.
Prince Callum.
The offhanded comment that Callum made that maybe they could switch places is Claudia's and the Archmage's plan to switch places. So Callum is there whereas the king is potentially with Ezran because he's anyways a stepson, not his real son. Collateral damage. I'm not really attached to the character, so hey, that's a fun strategy. I mean, don't kill people, but hey, if you can, do it.
War is full of uncertainty.
Why can't you do something about it? Can't you just make peace with them?
Boy, that's the whole storyline's major conflict. I don't think it is going to get resolved in the second episode. Also, at the same time, if the king knows that he's in danger, can't he just escape to a different place? Like, yes, you know, there is power in being present and letting people know that, hey, I am always here. I won't abandon you. But like, hey, you're also like the most powerful person of the kingdom right now. And your potential heir is not old enough to be making the decisions that you have made so far. So like, don't go into self-sacrifice mode, but genuinely try to escape somewhere and have a placeholder, which is genuinely what I feel like the Archmage is going to do. The king might not agree with it, so the Archmage might just make him unconscious, hide him away, make Callum be the one who's there instead. Could be possible. But hey, you know what? Hide nonetheless. Where is the self-preservation in this, kids?
You don't want to die. I'm sure the elves and dragons don't want to die, so everyone agrees.
Generations of wrongs and crimes on both sides.
So you do something to change that. You start with an apology. It starts with sorry, ding ding. But it cannot just end there. Like, do something about it. You can't just be like, oh, just because there has been so much bad blood, the only option that we have is to continue having that bad blood. Like, something has to change at some point in time. And I feel like Ezran is going to end up becoming king and have to make that difficult decision. I don't like it. But it might be easier if Callum is the Dragon Prince, which I'm still holding on to hope for. If he is the Dragon Prince, they already have a brotherly bond. It becomes easier to make that transition and make a difference. Fun stuff. I'm sure all of that is already written in that scroll though, so hey.
What is done cannot be undone.
But you're the king. You can do anything.
But that's the thing. Yes, what is done cannot be undone, but you don't perpetuate and continue to do the wrong things. Make a difference now. That's the only way things are going to improve. Otherwise, you'll keep getting stuck in this loop and you'll constantly be like, oh, things can't be changed, things can't be changed. And then whatever mistakes you're making now is going to be the regret of the past that you will have in a few years from now. So, like, excuses is all I see.
You're wrong about me. I can do this.
Girl, who are you talking to? Just turn around. You're literally at the top of the castle. People are going to end up killing you immediately if you're not careful. You're here to assassinate the king, who's definitely older than a kid. So why are you following the kid? He's like, every single person from this bloodline I am going to exterminate tonight. No one can ever doubt me ever again.
You know you can't sneak up on me. You're not who I thought. You're one of those with the pointy...
Oh, you don't like my...
I know this is all going to come back to the fact that, oh, a child is freer than an adult and a king and all of that jazz, but heavens above, who plans to assassinate someone or sneak up on someone and then stands there with the swords out? Also not Caleb being instantly racist. And Ryla being like, oh, you don't like my ears? Hey, I'm gonna fight you, bitch. You're gonna die tonight. Like, no, he's not. In a castle full of guards that are on high alert because the king is potentially going to get killed and assassinated today. You are sneaking around in broad daylight with your weapons out and on the verge to attack the prince. I don't know what the security plan is. I don't know if you've gotten lucky so far and will you continue to be lucky even in the future. But girl, something needs to change. This is not how you bring a dynasty down. Why did the guards just lie down there? They were like, oh, it's only Caleb, right? Let him die. Who cares? We don't care. Is this how the castle is supposed to be on the day the king is potentially going to get assassinated and you have prior information? You know what? At this point, let the king get assassinated. But no, he's also a cutie patootie. Yes, he's committed war crimes. But so did Iroh, and we still love him. I'm not comparing Iroh to this king whose name I honestly don't even remember. No, Harrow or something like that. But Iroh. Oh my god, even their names rhyme and sound similar. But how is your security so lax on the day the king is going to get assassinated? Man, so dumb.
There are only 2 targets tonight.
Wait, 2?
Why is this lady revealing information without even being tortured? Oh my god, she's pissing me off, okay? The first time around, I was like, okay, honest mistake. Understandable. She's just here at the location revealing the mistake. And I know all of this is going to come back to the fact that the guy next to Runan was like, we need all 6 for this mission to be successful, blah, blah, blah. But, oh my god, she's so dumb. Why was this the choice on a important mission? Tell him everything. Tell him the entire story of the kingdom. Huh? That's going to help. Genuinely, that's going to help, I guess. Oh, I hate it.
I am Prince Ezran.
At least someone has their wits about them, eh? Yikes. I feel like Ezran is going to show up and be like, no, I am Ezran. That's Caleb, you dumbass.
And they can penetrate any defense.
You guys don't have a defense that they even need to penetrate. This girl literally scaled the wall of your castle, is actively fighting the prince. There was no one around to actively defend the prince from her. I feel like you guys are overestimating yourself right now. What the damn hell? Everyone's here to make sure that the king can wear the armor properly. Like, no, maybe stand outside, stand guard. I am so pissed off. I'm not even going to comment on the fact that the king and the mage have potentially gone on multiple picnics, especially during tense times. We already know they're gay. You know what? I'm just going to watch. I'm just going to think of it as a stroke of luck. But if this show continues to piss me off, I'm going to get annoyed as hell.
Callum? I thought you were Prince Ezran. You lied to me!
What else was he supposed to do, girl? At least he's being smart and he's baiting his time for I don't know what reason, because no one's apparently going to come and help. Why is this show so dumb? You have such good world building. Why are you so dumb?
Say hello to my little friend.
That kid is honestly smarter than Rayla. And he's a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old kid. Fair of him. You know what? Never mind. You might just make a good king.
It will save your life and many, many others.
Whatever, okay. They're having a fight like an old married couple, but at least he is right. Like, yes, one person versus multiple people. I mean, yeah, you know what? Self-sacrifice at the end of the day. No one wants to die just for the sake of dying, but then the soldiers are ready to die for you. So, like, I don't see the problem. Maybe that's the problem. But he is right.
Thank you for starting this unwinnable war. Thank you for angering the dragons and the elves so much that tonight they are here for my life.
Destroying that egg saved our kingdom, maybe all of humanity.
It was an egg!
And it would have become the most powerful creature in the world.
While his theory stands, okay, I get it. I get the conundrum of this conversation, because what do you do when your partner, and hey, I'm genuinely assuming that they were gay for each other and were in a relationship for a really long time, but what do you do when your partner is actively like, hey, this egg might become extremely evil one day, kill it now so we can save a lot of people, and you're like, no, but it's an egg, let it make its own choices. But like, no. And so I get the dilemma of it all, and it's really, really juicy, but it's also the conversation of, no, but then you can justify anything that way. I get the dilemma. I genuinely enjoy the dilemma. It's a good dilemma to present us with. But you should have had this conversation before. You're a king. You can order him to be like, hey, you know what? I don't want the egg destroyed. He probably did not destroy the egg. The world building is really good. The adults are acting like adults and the kids are acting like kids. That's the issue. And I feel like at some point in time, you're like, okay, but like, why are you making such a dumb decision? Yes, you're a kid. Maybe don't give that much power to a kid to be able to make decisions that change the course of history.
Would you, Viren?
The way he shut him up so quickly, he was like, would you? Would you trade your life for mine? If you can't say yes instantly, don't assume that other people are willing to lay down their life for me. Ooh, mama, that was juicy.
Rock, rock, stone, stone, rock, stone, rock. No way. It took me over a month to figure out that combination.
I just pressed all the stones with the jelly handprints.
Okay, that's clever. Not because it's just handprint, you don't know the specific combination. It still should have taken her a long time to figure out that specific combination. She should have pressed all of them. She could have pressed all of them. It would have taken her ages. It's like plot armor, but smart armor for her.
Look.
So he didn't really destroy the egg, he just kept it safe. Unless it's another trick, which, you know what, I would give it to Ezran if this is another trick, but yeah, I'm pretty sure the egg isn't destroyed. I kept thinking that it was Caleb who was the Dragon Prince, but it isn't. Let's move on to episode 3. However, before we jump into that, just to hype us up and bring the energy back up again, if you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out and you would like to cheer me on and support me, check out my Patreon where you get access to a lot of this content at least a day ahead via early access, and you get extended cuts of these episodes, of these shows. Sometimes at least 50 minutes of extended content, like in the case of Bridgerton Season 4 Part 1. With that said and done, let's move on to episode 3. I'm glad that the dragon egg exists. All 3 of them are going to run away with the dragon egg. She is potentially not going to tell what's his name, Ronan, about the fact that the dragon egg exists. So they're still going to go ahead and assassinate the king. It's just going to be a whole lot of nonsense and misunderstandings that could have been cleared out by one single communication and conversation, but they're not going to have it because they have to continue the story. So let's continue the story without getting too frustrated. On to episode 3.
King Harrow is a principled man.
You mean stubborn?
It's because your dad wasn't ready to sacrifice his own life to save the king's life. That's all there is to it.
You look so happy in this portrait.
That's because they were together at that time, at the height of their relationship.
He insisted I stand next to him for the painting, because he knew I would stand by him through anything.
What are you doing?
What gay lovers do when they don't want to have communication and want to drag the plot out by like 3 more chapters. Just tell him you didn't destroy the egg. Oh my god, just tell him you didn't destroy the egg. This could genuinely stop the whole war. Yes, you might get punished for it, but they would also be like, okay, you know what, that's fair. At least you didn't destroy our heir. Thanks. Let's try to rebuild. Let's try to come together and create a better balance.
If I told you, you would try to stop me.
So, shouldn't I just try to stop you then, even without knowing?
Why would you taste it? That could have been poop hands for all you knew. Oh my god. And these were the olden times. You could die because of stupidity like this. Well, they have magic.
If the egg lives,
Maybe it could stop the war.
Okay, but what if Viren used the snake thingy to take the soul of the dragon prince, put it in Calum, and put Calum's soul in there? Genuinely doesn't make sense. I don't know why I'm still stuck with the fact that. And we have a major antagonist, I guess. Let's get him. It's probably their photo from the coronation day. Listen, I know I'm right about them being gay, okay? Only gay people do stupid shit like this. I say as a gay person, so just like trust me. Please suck my dick. Let me feel the heights of pleasure one last time before I ascend. If you don't think that's exactly what's happening right now, you guys don't get me.
Right here. On.
You need to discuss the rules of humiliation play though. Just saying, okay? Not everyone enjoys it, okay? But hey, go off. Last day on the planet, do whatever you need to do. Who needs consent? I know! Bad. You still need consent. I have a feeling that he was willing to sacrifice himself for the king, but just because the king is being a brat right now, he's like, you know what? I'ma exchange your soul with your bird's soul. Too much screen time that bird has had this episode. I'm not gonna die for you. Just take the egg and protect the egg all the way to the Dragon Kingdom. Now they're going to have like a philosophical discussion on the roof. And the king is still going to end up dead. And I don't like it. Why are you guys being so dumb? Your priority now immediately shifts to ensuring that the egg gets to its mother. It's not going to happen like that. We are not going to get a conflict resolution so early in the show. We have 9 seasons of this show. People are going to make dumbass decisions. Runan, come on. I know you're smart. Please be smart.
We bound ourselves. There's only one way to release.
This is what I meant by why are you doing a binding spell. If they didn't do the binding spell, their priority genuinely would have been taking care of the egg and getting it across to homeland. But now because of their binding spell, they're like, oh, we might die if we don't kill the king, so we gotta now. I mean, they were ready to die, but who wants to die at the last moment? I would have closed my mouth, but yikes, that's a powerful spell.
What's going on?
we should stop and rest soon. It's a long journey to Zadia.
Fun stuff. I still don't think the king is dead. I think that he did successfully switch the souls of Pip and the king. Don't really know where it's going from here, but hey, awesome stuff. I guess we are now questing to Zadia to return the dragon egg to the queen. Let's see how it goes. I am going to do this, okay? I'm gonna watch one season of this completely because I want to stick through and see if it evolves and gets better, because right now a lot of the characters are making a lot of dumb decisions and it's kind of frustrating me, to be completely honest. And I know characters evolve, flaws get better, and honestly in their shoes I would have made some of the dumb decisions they've made. I guess I'm too focused on the fact that this is a wartime scenario and people should be making better decisions. I at times agree with Viren, at times he pisses me off. But like, he justifies it so well that you can't even stay pissed off at him for too long until you actually sit down and think about it. Like, yeah, why did you kill the egg? Because it could be used as a weapon. That's brainwashing. I love the dilemma between the king and Viren. That was really good and really juicy. Genuinely enjoyed that part of it. Rayla did make a lot of dumb decisions, but then so did Runan. Could have done such a better job at the decisions that they took. They could have genuinely ensured that the egg got back home. That is the priority. But hey, who am I? Just a reactor observing from the outside. Nonetheless, it's going good. It's not awesome like, oh my god, yes, I can't wait to watch the next few episodes, but I shall see you in the next one. Until then, let me know down in the comments what you thought about these 2 episodes, what you thought about this video, so that I can double down on the things that you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye. Take care. Toodaloo.